Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Sag Glitch, aka Sag, and I'm bringing you today NCAA Football 2014 Dynasty. And I wanted to go with a dynasty that you guys could enjoy. Something I could build on, something I can use to help people understand what it is and what it takes to build a football program. I narrowed it down to three choices, and here you'll see I was narrowing it down to Idaho Vandals, who are independent. They're rated pretty low, but I wanted someone that was mid to low range, so I couldn't just be a dominant force right away. And Idaho had pretty decent players. Most of them around low 70s, high 60s. And then I was still looking around, and the next team I'm coming to, as you can tell, is the Ohio Bobcats. And when I was looking at this team, I saw that they had a really good quarterback at Tottenham. Their running backs, their two best running backs was like an 82 and an 80. And then their receiver was like an 86. And I felt like that might be just a little too high for me. And also their defense wasn't too bad. They were pretty stout for how low of a rated team they are. So I started doing a little bit more of observation, and I last but not least, the team that I wanted to pick is the Wyoming Cowboys. And the reason I went with them was because their quarterback was pretty good. I think he's like an 82 or 81. Their receivers at 80, and their defense isn't too bad. And I wanted to actually be able to build off of this team. So as you can see here, I choose them as head coach. I'll bring to you their records of the past 5 years: 4-8, 7-6 with a bowl win, 3-9, 8-5, and 4-8. And you can see there's not a very steady record going on here. You can tell it's up and down. But my coach, Mike Whitman, pulled from high school, is coming to coach first year at the Wyoming University. And now we'll see the coaching trees. I wanted to spend a lot of time with recruiting, and so I think I'm going to build up recruiting. And so my defensive people, I wanted them to be able to shed blocks, get off and make some plays. And for offense, I wanted to keep the up tempo because Wyoming is a spread offense, and sometimes I will use the hurry up. And so now we're going to set up for the red shirts. And I didn't want to use all the red shirts if I didn't need to. And so here you can tell I'm going through Miller at a 78. I want to get the freshman running back some redshirt time so I can keep them in the future. As you can see, there's not really much I can do with the receivers. You see here going through the offensive line, which isn't too bad. Our main focus will be the right guard. I might have to end up moving the left guard, second string left guard, to right guard. That way I can keep my quarterback safe. Kind of worried about that, but you can see here the defensive line, which isn't too bad. But I think for Crook, he's going to be able to come in on passing situations and get some rush on that quarterback. And with that, I need to disrupt him because, as you can see, the defense isn't too great. And there I redshirted two freshmen so I can keep them in the long run. Devin Harris is our left outside linebacker. He is an impact player. He's fast. We going up with the front with Siosi Hala'apa-Api and Alex Borgs, who is extremely fast to be a linebacker. Mark Ziocha, he is the right outside linebacker, junior, and we will look to him to be making plays as well. And you can see our cornerbacks aren't too bad. Darren White, he is our free safety. He's pretty good as well. He's got fast speed. Chad Reese, not too bad. Just going to have to try to be able to keep up with some of the teams that we're playing for wide receivers. And now we're going to take a look at recruiting. Recruiting is such a big process in the college football game. And I wanted to first take a look at the top 100. Actually, first I'm going to take a look at the team needs. Right now, I'm looking at the quarterback situation. We got a junior. Luckily, our top 4 players aren't going out this year, unless they somewhat think that they're going to get in the draft. But now you can see the quarterback is down. We need a quarterback. Halfbacks are okay. Might want to look at one. Wide receivers, we're going to need a couple to replace the top 2 going out. Tackle, we got 2 seniors, so I want to be able to make a depth chart. I want to be able to bring in prospects that I can use in the future as well. Guards, we're going to need, and centers are okay. Right now, we're looking at the defense, and it looks like 1 defensive tackle going out, 1 outside linebacker. We need a middle linebacker since we only have 3, and depth chart for cornerbacks are pretty good for next year. So with this, I wanted to take a look at the top 100, and as you can see here, Brandon Wright is #1 rated player overall at wide receiver. John Smith as an athlete, #2. Chris Ramsey at #3 at halfback. And I'm just going to go down for a little, let you guys look. And then, I took a chance to see if there's any possibility there was any interest. And as you can see there, no one wants to come play for Wyoming Cowboys in the top 100. And hopefully we're going to turn that around to make sure people want it. So I'm going to take a look and see if there's any quarterbacks that actually want to come play in the top 5. Because that way I can actually recruit and actually have a chance of getting it. And as you guys can see here, there's only a handful of players that want to come to play. I targeted 3-star quarterback and wanted us 3rd overall. 3-star quarterback that wanted us 5th. 3-star quarterback in house that wanted us 3rd overall. And I was like, well, I just in case I want to have something to fall back on, I chose Tommy Clark, a 3-star quarterback that had us 1st overall on his list. And now I'm looking at linebackers, middle linebackers especially. And as you can see here, not much for the picking, but I figured why not? Let's choose McClellan for a 3-star linebacker. He wanted a 2nd overall, so we have a chance there. I went with Williams, a 2-star that has 3rd overall. And O.B. Manson, it has a 3-star, it has a 2nd star. Now I'm going to look at tackles. And I have a 4-star prospect who wants us #1. And I want to build up the offensive line as much as possible. But now we're going to go to wide receivers, which will be needed in the next couple of years. And so I'm going to target a couple of 3-stars. Christensen, who wants us 3rd overall. Mitchell, who's a possession receiver, wants us 3 stars, 3rd overall. And now I want to target Porter, who's a 3-star, who's 2nd overall. And so yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure on any set guys, and I want to be able to target and actually spend a lot of points on them. And so now I go to cornerbacks, and Pollard, who's a 3-star prospect, is 5th overall. Lewis, a JUCO transfer, is a 2-star, and we're 3rd overall on his. And so now I'm going to take a chance and try to scout these guys. And I want to be able to put as much emphasis on this to try to get who I would like and want on the team. And as you can see here as the results, some of them come out decent, some remain about the same. Some of their attributes go up and down. We will take a more in-depth look at a later time, so I can actually be able to stop and actually consider who I can narrow it down to come to the Wyoming Cowboys. I'm actually impressed with McClellan. It's so hard to get good players to your team, and I want to focus on the guys that I actually will need and use in the near future. Linebackers being one of the most important things. And Obi Manson is not a great tackler as we thought he would be. And as you can see here, Parker, is going down a little bit. Christensen, he's got great speed. He's going to have to work on acceleration. Mitchell, who has very slow acceleration, but his agility is good. And he must be a possession receiver because his catch was actually, or his route run was actually really good. Porter, pretty good. Overall, not too bad. Tim Pollard, he's got good speed, good jumping. Play recognition could be better, but we can work on that. Justin Lewis, a JUCO transfer, I believe, has better man coverage than what we would thought. And Jason Lyles has not a good man coverage. So now we're going to take our time and actually make our schedule out and have a pretty good schedule. I don't want to play the FCS teams. Just not into that. I want a challenge, and not saying that they're not a challenge, but I actually want to play Division I schools the entire time on this Dynasty. And I hope you guys understand that. Hope you guys agree. But here, I took Idaho off, and I was looking down the line and seeing what my open dates were. And so I didn't want too big of a gap in between each game. Bye weeks are not that fun other than recruiting, help you on recruit. But I figured as you can see here, I'm opening up with Nebraska. And so I wanted a team not that big and not that solid next week, just in case we need to bounce back off of that. So I chose Idaho for number 2. And we're opening at Nebraska. Then we're playing home against Idaho, home against Akron. We're at Air Force for our first Mountain West Conference game. Then we're at Texas State. We're home against New Mexico. We're going to be home against Colorado State, which is a rivalry game. Next Mountain West game will be San Jose State, which we are going to California for that. Next will be home against Fresno. Then at Boise State to see that blue turf. Then we're having Hawaii come to us. I don't really understand why we aren't seeing the beautiful Hawaii my first year as head coach of Mike Whitman. But then we're having our rivalry game, which happens to be a Mountain West game against Utah State. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys stay in there. I'll bring to you soon games, and I hope this Dynasty takes off. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed today, and see you next week. Bye.